Jasmine, and this is my audience member. Animal testing is not always accurate because animals and humans have different biology with DNA. So since a lot of it is obviously for humans, it is something that won't be accurate, and a lot of scientists disagree with this because they don't want it to. Animal testing is not always accurate because animals and humans have different DNA, which shows that scientists don't always agree with animal testing because it could be harmful towards us because of how different our DNA is. And then this is why they use a lot of other animals for this, because they try to make this one product as safe as possible for us. But obviously we, like humans and animals, have different DNA. And since rabbits are mostly common for animal testing, so it's dogs, cats, rabbits, and mice and rats are the most common animals used for animal testing. Obviously they all have different DNA, so since rabbits are mostly common for animal testing, we saw this in this short film called Save Ralph, where it basically talks about all the rabbits and like what they go through when it comes to animal testing. So you could obviously see that they put a lot of chemicals into their eyes that cause a lot of blindness, irritation, and this is what basically in the video was saying, how this is something that like they live for, like it's a cycle that keeps on going and going, and like they die doing it. So a lot of animals suffer because the problem is the high cost of animal testing. Since the federal government spends billions of dollars on it, they also have to spend money on their housing, their care, their food, and everything that goes along with basically like having a pet. And this obviously the government spends $15 billion annually just on like where they stay and where they live, just on animal testing. The third problem is who is being affected, and it is researchers and lab workers working in these labs where animal testing takes place. And this is because of the suffering that these animals go through. So when it comes to the sound of them, or like the harm, or like even the way they move when they are obviously getting treated bad, this could cause a lot of like distress for these workers because of the way the animals are being held, and it just causes a lot of like burden with these workers. Study shows that 72% of workers show emotional distress from working in these labs, and 63% struggle with a lot of stress because of these animal suffering. There is a clear solution for this problem, and this is that animal suffering could finally end, and that there's also a study showing that 90% of the animal testing is inaccurate and fails for human trial. So they actually spend a lot of money on doing something that ends up failing in the end. So this is why a lot of people say that animal testing should be banned, because it is really inaccurate most of the time, and a lot of animals get hurt and harmed by it. And this also helps a lot of the researchers and workers that work there from all the distress that they are being.